in the actual original event. Okay, I think we're back. Are we on the original event link? Did we do it? Are we here? Can you hear me? We are. I don't think this is the new link. I didn't make a new link. I think this is the original. Are my moderators here? Could you guys chime in? Okay. Okay, this is a new link then?
No.
Moderators, can you chime in, please? Are we on the original link or on a new link? I think it's the old link because I didn't send a new link around. Is it new? Well, whatever it is, I don't know if it's new or old, but I'm glad that you're here. Welcome into the full moon in Leo ceremony. I am sure our moderators will be here in just a minute. So, and when you get here, moderators, if you could chime in for me and just let me know. You clicked on a new one on my YouTube. Okay, well, that's helpful. I think our team is heading their way over here. So, yay, it's popping up on the channel live. Yay! Okay, well, by hook or by crook, I want to start by saying thank you. Thank you for almost 14 years. Thank you. Thank you. Please make sure you subscribe to this channel. Please make sure you let people you love know to subscribe to this channel, because I'm going to try to find some way to create space. It's what I've always done. So it doesn't cost you anything to subscribe to a YouTube channel. You just hit the subscribe button, and if you share it on your page, maybe your friends will see it. I super duper appreciate that. And you know what? We're going to do a full moon ceremony because that's what we do. I didn't know that this was happening today. I didn't know that. We were still talking about kind of the fate of things, and so this has caught me completely off guard. But I imagine that's also part of the intention is to do that. I didn't know that all of the social media would be gone. I didn't know any of these things, and it's a crazy thing because I started Sage Goddess almost 14 years ago by myself. So it's an amazing thing to watch this happen. And I imagine there'll be other twists and turns because I don't think it's an entirely legal process either. So that'll be a whole other aspect of things. One of the reasons I teach and one of the reasons I went to school to be a teacher and became a professor was wisdom from my parents, truly. And I'm thinking of them tonight. And what they told me was, because we had a restaurant that burned down. And it was really hard for our family. And I remember my dad saying, just go to school and get your education, because your knowledge is something that nobody can ever take from you. It can't burn down in a fire, right? It can't be destroyed in a war. It lives inside you. And so, what I want to say is, when I was trying to figure out how to do this with you tonight, which is an amazing act of courage, I thought to myself a couple of things. What would I need to do to make my ancestors proud? And then I thought, what would I want to tell my kids that I did? And then I thought, what's the most important part of all of this work anyway? And it's this time together. I don't know why Dave is here, but he shouldn't be. And all I can say is, we are here to have our community and have our time. And this is my personal YouTube account where I do my personal work now. And it's a Leo full moon. And I'm sharing with you my knowledge tonight, which no one owns and no one can take away from me. And so that's what we're going to do together. And I think it's very fitting that, like I said, it's a Leo full moon. What does Leo represent? I meant to pull my strength card out of the Rider-Waite deck before tonight's ceremony. Let's see, maybe I can. Oh, what do you know? Oh. So if you want to know what tonight is about, it's about strength. Number 8 in the tarot, the major arcana, is the strength card. And it is the beautiful woman who is holding the lion by its mouth, which is not something when you see a lion in nature, the first thing you don't want to do is go and just wrap your arms around its mouth, probably. But she sure is. And look how peaceful she looks. So I just want to say that's our energy for tonight. And may all of you be blessed, and may these difficult days lead to better ones where we have greater peace. And yeah. And thank you to my online team and to Lee for being here. Okay. I was really excited to tell you about my brand new full moon perfume that I really did make under this Leo full moon. And I'm going to segue because this is the best thing to do, is actually get into ceremony and do the work. So if you saw that strength card, above her head is the infinity symbol. And that's what Leos are all about. We have infinite access to infinite energy. When times are tough, we have infinite grace and courage. And so I'm going to draw the infinity symbol on my arms and bring them together. And I want to encourage you to do the same thing. So whatever oils you're working with. Oh, poosh. Pish tosh. And so one of the notes in this oil blend is called fleuve. And it's a funny word. And I've never used it before in a perfume. Do you know what it is? It's the flowers of the first grass that grows in wild meadows in the spring. Isn't that beautiful? So right when the snow starts to melt, there's these little, it's meadow grass, and it pops up under the snow. I didn't know this. I've learned all of this from the woman who distills this beautiful oil. And it blooms like right away. As soon as it pops up from under the snow, it just bursts into flowers. And when I learned about it, so I got a little sample, and then I was like, I think this needs to be in because I'm only going to make one full moon blend this year, one new moon and one full moon. You already have the new moon. So the moderators have put up the link for you to go and get the full moon blend. It's on athenaslair.com, and it's also in my Etsy shop. So there's 2 ingredients in here: fleuve, which is for new beginnings, and marigolds. They're both absolutes, pure essence of these. And the dry down on this doesn't smell like anything you've ever smelled before. So it is the marigolds, of course, represent death and the ending of cycles. And fleuve represents the hope of new beginnings and new cycles. And so I put both of them in here to represent your ability to ride the waves of cycles, not knowing what kind of day this was going to turn out to be. where actually I was going to be asked to do that today, to ride the wave of a cycle. So so happy that you're here. And I think this is a great way to begin, actually, is to go back to what the Leo full moon is all about, which is infinity and strength and grace and courage. And cheers to all of you who are showing all of that under some crazy circumstances in your own life too. And cheers. Cheers. Let's do this. Let's have a full moon ritual. So anybody have sun, moon, or rising in Leo? Big surprise. It's the blessing and the challenge, right, of being a Leo. My daughter is Leo rising. I am Leo sun. You look up Leo sun in the dictionary, there's a big old 8x10 glossy of me. So if you are sun, moon, or rising, tonight's full moon is hitting you different, right? Yeah. Huh? Oh, I don't know. Well, listen, here's what I'm going to tell you. If that person chooses to be here in the feed, let him. Let him. That's what he wants to do with his time. Let him. You put your energy here. You be here with me now. I'm not going to look at the feed except to look for you and your questions and your comments. This is not how we do it. Listen, bullies thrive when they get attention. So the less attention you can give to a bully, that's how they stop, right? So let's just choose to be here now. I'm here for you. I still, despite the fuckery of this day, was like, I'm going to put my God blessed shawl on and sit down with these people and drum and do this ceremony, because I've spent a third of my life doing this. And people can take my website down and my Instagram and my hoo-ha and whatever, but they can't take my brain and my heart, and fuck it.
Yes.
Fuck it. And welcome to the Leo full moon. Put earmuffs on your children, but you know what? Also, let them hear it. I am not going to be bullied, and neither are you. So bye-bye, or choose to spend your time this way, or go live your new life. And I'm going to have a full moon ceremony. All done. Full stop. I wouldn't spend my time on his live. I'm sorry, but I just wouldn't go there. I have some really interesting things to do with my time when I'm not here with you. So I would be spending my time on those things if I mean, it's true. I have really fun things to do. Okay. So I swear to God, this is in my notes. I know who I am. I wrote this like 2 days ago for tonight. So I know who I am. So I can create space for you to be who you are. If I don't know who I am, then I have to live through you. I have to project my flaws onto you. I have to make you into something, right? If I know who I am and I don't expect anything from you, then I can witness you and let you rise up and be who you're going to be. Think about it from a parenting perspective, right? If you don't fulfill your dreams as a parent, then you look to your kids and you're all kinds of disappointed, right? They didn't turn into the this and they didn't turn into the that, right? But if you've done your work in life and you've fulfilled your dreams, then you can let your kids be whatever they want to be. Then you're not living through them. So do your work, and let's let other people live, and let's figure out who we are, because I think that is the definition of sovereignty. Jesus. You got two choices, kids, don't you? Yeah. So let's just bring the sage through. Anything that doesn't belong here or around you or around me goes into the smoke and out the window and through the floor and into the ground and swirls on down to the center of the earth, where it becomes one with the molten core of this planet and is therefore transformed and transmuted, can be returned to us as usable light, and we can use it to manifest. Aho. Can't be foaming. Everything that works against me works for me now. I learned that from my teacher. It's really true. Say it with me. Everything designed to work against me now works for me. Aho. The Bible says it is. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. It's the same statement, it's a different tradition. I swear to God, I just moved all my cards out of the way and look what popped up again. Strength. Thank you, Leo. Okay. I can do better than that. I can have it tattooed on my forehead, Karen. She's like, can you make us a card with that? Just put it right here. Make it your tramp stamp on the bottom. Okay, cheers. Well, other things. So tonight is about courage. Where do you need to stand more firmly in your power and your truth? Where do you need to stand more firmly in your power and your truth? Mine is, sort of here for your entertainment. But what is it for you? Tonight's not about me. I came and did this, even though it's been a challenging day because I'm in service to our collective. So I really want you to think about everything that you've experienced tonight so far with me and everything that you've experienced in the last couple of months. We only get, one of these Leo full moons and recycle. So we've really got to harness this energy. Where do you need to stand in your power? Where do you need to say enough is enough? Where do you need to say, that's where you end and this is where I begin? And that's a separation, right? Where do you need to do that? Where do you need to say something so firmly and boldly that no one can accuse you of stuttering, right? And stand true in that. Stand in your power with that statement. Stand in your power in that place. It could be at work. It could be in a relationship. It could be with yourself. Like you're not being clear with yourself or setting enough boundaries with yourself or around yourself, right? So I want you to own that tonight. I stand here in service to you because I want you to claim it. Now, one of my favorite quotes from one of my favorite teachers who has always said this about the Leo full moon, what she says is love is a fire. Love isn't even an emotion. Love is a fire. It's a generator, right? It rises up from within you. It strengthens and emboldens and empowers you, right? Love makes you feel invincible, like there's nothing you can't do, right? And so last year on this full moon, it's true. You want to know what I did? I have some exercises for you. I do. I actually sent something to the printer, Lee. Would you mind grabbing it for me? I have two exercises for you tonight. The first one is to do what I did last year on the Leo full moon. And it was a really fun exercise. They're writing exercises, so you have to have a pen and a piece of paper, and you got to, do the thing. Last year on this full moon, I declared what I was ready for as a queen, as a sovereign, as someone who had, what's the definition of sovereignty, right? Like unique control over my emotions, my reactions, and my experiences. So I made a list of I am ready for, as a queen, as a sovereign in my own life, right? I'm not a queen of anything, but I'm a queen of my life. As a queen, I am ready for this. And I made a long list of the kind of people I was ready for, the kind of experiences I was ready for, the kind of like how I wanted my surroundings to feel, what kind of foods I wanted to try to, I'm not harsh with myself, but like how I wanted to modify my eating and the way I take care of myself and my routine and I just made a whole list. And I look back now and I'm so glad I did, because I absolutely invited in people and experiences. The last 12 months of my life have been the hardest because of, some shit like this. But have also been some of the best 12 months of my life. I think I've laughed more and cooked more and danced more and certainly made love more in the last 12 months of my life than I had in quite a long time before that. Because I said, I'm ready. And I'm still having fun, and I'm still laughing and dancing and playing and cooking and moving things around and seeing how this feels and seeing how that feels. But it was time to wake up. Okay. And the Leo full moon is a wake up call. You are the sovereign in your life. If you're not going to declare it now, when are you going to declare it? Tomorrow, next month, in 10 years? Don't do that, right? Life is so precious. That's why even tonight, and I love that my sister is here, and I love my sister. She's my older sister who's 5 years. She's my younger sister, but I always call her my older sister, but she's 5 years younger than I am. But she's wiser and often more well-behaved. She is boss. Anyway, don't put off that list. As queen, I now declare, in my realm, we shall dance, we shall sing, we shall play good music, we shall work with the people that we love and do things we love and laugh more than we cry and tell people to fuck right off if they misbehave and declare solid boundaries around ourselves and create abundance for ourselves and each other and do less with more or do more with less, and you know what I mean, and enjoy the time we have and expand our vision and make a little love. Okay, so you can make that list. Here's the other homework I have for you, and I have to tell you, I saved this to my phone eons ago, and I don't remember where I found it. And I think it was like shared from shares. So if anybody knows the original author of this, it's not me, but so I'm happy to give them credit. I just don't know who shared it, but I love this for tonight. Okay. Because you're making your sovereignty list for yourself. Make one for your loved ones too, and make one for the world. So as queen in my life, I now am ready for this. As queen who has loved ones, I now wish for this for all the people around me, abundance and health and joy, and then one for the world. Because one of the things about Leos, and we're very similar to Aquarians that way, we want all the things for ourselves, but we really, life isn't fun if we can't share it. So we want to create something special for ourselves, but we also want everybody else around us to have it too, so that we can play. Okay. So write 3 prayers tonight, one for you, one for your loved ones, and one for the whole world. And write it as sovereign. Okay. I pray into existence for myself that I will find balance, that I will step into my purpose and remember what I'm here to do and who I'm here to be. I pray into existence for my loved ones that all the best things go right for them, that all their heart's desires come to fruition, and that they never forget how very loved they are. I pray into existence for the whole world that liberation comes for all. And I really do want liberation for all. That everyone shares in the abundance and bounty of this glorious planet, that the rest of the days of our lives are lived in peace, harmony, and celebration. Amen. Amen. Cheers. Aho. So it is. So it shall be. So it has always been. And I'm so glad you're here. Okay. Now, a little work this evening. I wanted to tell you, I'm going to drum. And I chose this drum. I have a few drums. My full moon drum is still at Sage Goddess, which hopefully I'll get back one of these here days. But I love this one for tonight because these moments of courage and strength and creation and expansion are literally the flower of life, right? It's literally what's in your DNA, your bones, the trees, the flowers, the leaves. It's in everything, and it vibrates. It's almost like a web of energy all the way around you. So I thought tonight we're going to really focus on healing around our worth, our value, because that's what Leo is all about. It's putting you center stage in your own life to say you're a star, baby, you're a star. And so we're gonna do that tonight by calling all of this sovereign energy in. So I wanted to tell you why, and then I wanted to invite you to get a drum and drum with me, or dance around your room with me, or I can't see you, so you can do whatever you need to do to work this energy up, and I love it. You ready? And thank you for being here. What a day. But you're a queen, a king. I see you that way. On the days I don't feel very strong, I oftentimes will look at your social media and be like, and you post something uplifting, and then I'm like, yeah, I can do it. So you guys don't know how many times you have been sources of wisdom and support. Crafty Mom 2 says, I'm currently in the hospital. So glad I saw this. We're sending you all the love tonight. As a non-binary person, does that make you the jester? No. I mean, if you want to be. I think you can choose. That's the most beautiful part. And even for those of us who are non-binary, some days I'm king and some days I'm queen. I have to play a lot of roles, right? Some days I am the jester. And you know what? Some days I am the absolute fool. I mean, maybe that's the role, right? But the most important thing is, what does power look like for you, right? Just own it. You can choose your role. Can we just for a minute go really deep? Can you feel that drum beat? Let's get out of our head into our heart and let that energy go really soft in your body. Let's drop it down to your hips, Imagine there that it separates in two lines of energy. Feel them move through your legs and your knees, down to your toes. Let those two lines of energy melt into the floor, down through layers of sand and rock and water and time. Feel yourself, feel those lines of energy like the weaving lines of your DNA. See them kind of twist and turn, together and apart, and together and apart, and together and apart. And let them weave themselves down, tether you, connect you to the planet, to the core of your own history, to the minds and the stones, the bones. Feel how your body instantly softens when you give yourself permission to be connected, There's no anxiety in this place. There's no fear. And my mind kind of drifts to what feels like an African safari, like a far, expansive, but very flat and dry space where all the wild ones, the big lions and right, the zebras, elephants, all of the ecosystems within ecosystems. Where the land seems to go on forever. The animals have so much strength and peace. Feeling into your own wilderness, your own strength. Putting 4 paws down instead of 2. Can't you feel it? Oldest parts of our planet. And the wildest parts of our spirit. And from here we give thanks for strength, for courage, for honor, power, tenacity, perseverance, will, force, but also surrender. Contact and connection, and compassion, and grace. I think I said grace already, but why not have it twice? For love, for union, amen, I hope. So it is. Ain't nothing but a G thing, baby. So, I do want to ask that the guides and guardians of all directions, the east, the south, the west, the north, the above, the here moment, and the below, I ask that you sit with us now in this container as we come together for the first time as a community without roots that's going to find new roots together in our own way. Thank you to the guides and guardians for bringing us here together now, across space and time. Thank you for helping us find new pathways for ourselves, for our communities and our connections, for our loved ones. Thank you for hope and faith and grace and courage, for stamina, tenacity. Thank you for helping us to find what we need in our lives to be in full alignment with the wisest and most empowered parts of ourselves. Okay. So I want to come back to 3 prayers. Okay. 3 prayers. And again, I'm so happy that you're here. I mean, thank you for being here. Feels really good. New roots. I want you to boil down the 3 prayers that you're saying tonight down to 1 word. What's your 1 word? What are you claiming for yourself? What are you claiming for your loved ones? And what are you claiming for the planet? Okay, and I want you to crystallize it. I'm going to force myself to do the same thing. I'm going to write my words down. So 1 word for you that brings you into deeper alignment with your sovereignty. I never understood why new pens come with like a little condom on them. I don't, it's like, go ahead and do the thing. It's okay. Like I don't need protection. I'm in menopause. We can do this thing. Okay. Number 1, what do I want for myself? What am I claiming for myself? Freedom. Look how good you guys are on the feet. Stability, clarity, peace, joy, expansion, strength. Bring it. Intimacy, which my teacher always said is intimacy. Intimacy is intimacy. Kindness, peace, freedom, healthy self-love. No pen condoms. Vitality. They always have a little. Go ahead and leak on me. What are you afraid of? Okay, and then what are you claiming for your loved ones? There's so many things there. Joy. I want joy for my loved ones. Freedom will bring me joy. I'll get there. And then for the planet, our own stuff at the end of the day doesn't really matter. We're here to make this whole thing a better place. For the planet. I'm going to say alignment. I would love it if we could all come together toward one greater goal that we can agree upon, because there is stuff that we can agree upon and make it a priority, and then build systems around that, right? Versus kind of what we do now. Alignment, truth, humanitarianism, freedom, strength and power, healing, tolerance, right? Connectivity, right? I love all of that. So good just to read your comments tonight. Brings us back to the reason why we are here. Okay, so love is a fire. One thing you should know, and it's, because you're seeing it play out, is that Mars is still retrograde. So there's an energy of like, let me see how far I can push something to its limits before it snaps. Which, again, this is all in my notes. Can't make this stuff up. But like, bing, like how far can I pull this rubber band? Like, You ever done that when you're a kid? And then you like learn the hard way, like, oh, that was as far as I could pull it. It snapped and like hit you in the eye. So I just want to say there is this like pushing things to their limits energy, and it's not, it's the collective that this is happening for. Like, let me just see how far I can go. And then that will wear itself out and we'll find our way back to a center point, right? But if you've done that little shitty trick before, you know. Um, so after we gather for full moon, I teach a class called Wax and Wane where we do an after party. And that will be happening starting at 6:30 tonight. You can always join us, magicalentrepreneur.com, and the moderators will put the link up for you. And one of the things, the exercise we're doing tonight is actually has to do with your heart. There are so many connections between Leo and the physical heart and the emotional heart that we never talk about, but we should. So we're going to be doing a little heart exercise tonight. If you want to join us, we'd love to have you there. So I want you to close your eyes, roll your shoulders back while we're in the circle. I had advised you to bring a piece of quartz that you want to work with, but you can work with any stone that you want. I'm actually just going to work with my magician necklace that I'm always wearing because I love to charge this up during ceremonies. So, but if you have an extra piece of quartz, just a loose point or even a tumbled piece, quartz we want to do work with at the full moon, because the idea of the full moon is that we bring that big round ball of light and we draw it down, as the old teachers used to say, and we harness it into a stone. And quartz is a magnifier. It's like a magnifying glass. So anything you direct its energy toward gets bigger. So what we want to do is have this moment where we bring the energy of those three prayers. So again, if you wrote your words down, mine are freedom, joy, and alignment. That's what I wish for myself, the ones I love, and the greater collective alignment. What I want you to do is hold it in your left hand, cover it with your right hand. So you're receiving and sending these energies. And then I want you to use your breath to seal those intentions. And I want you to visualize yourself receiving your first prayer. Like, so for me, I'm like, so what would freedom really look like? What would it really feel like? What would I be doing differently tomorrow if I had that? How would I feel with that? Let your heart kind of, jump a little bit and get excited about that. This is how you move from an idea to a form. This is manifestation 101, right? And then for your loved ones, joy for me, right? Whatever you wished for your loved ones. What would it be like for the people I love around me to have joy? Especially the ones who haven't had it in a while. Like, what would that look like? What would it sound like? What would it feel like? And then the last one, which I truly can wish for everybody, even the peeps that are, not my favorites, right? When we think about the collective, it includes all those peeps. We don't get to pick and choose. I do wish for everyone alignment with their greatest good, with a breath of love. Find your path. Walk it. You don't have forever. The Buddhists are so wise. They always say the greatest mistake humans make is we think we have time. And so any time that we spend on anything that isn't in alignment with why we're here is such a waste. And I wish for less waste. I wish for everybody to find their path and live it with grace and courage and in a good way, And just sit there with me for a minute. Now, how will your inner Leo, Leos don't like words, we like actions. You can all day long, but you can't just have what do we used to say, Kristen? We can't just have the beat, we got to have the meat. Is that what it is? You need the heat, but you can't just have the beat because you got to have the meat. So Leos want action. So what's one step that you can take? because, the universe meets you where you go. Hannah's like, give me the meat. Yeah, seriously. What's the beat without the meat? Think about it. You got the moves, but you don't have the motion. Mm-mm. Turn the beat around. Got to have the meat now. I like the Madonna song better than we almost was it the Estefans? Was it?
I think it wasn't.
Where do we go for a minute there, Anna? See, this is what I'm talking about. And all the songs in the feed right now need to go on a playlist that don't impress me much.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Hillary says, without the meat, you have defeat. I like it. Okay. I'm actually being really serious. You have to take a step in this direction. So I want you to think about one commitment before our time together is complete this evening. One commitment you can make. Full moons are so good for commitments. How do you commit to creating, manifesting deeper freedom, or whatever yours is for yourself? How do you commit to bringing greater joy to the people around you, in my case? And then how do you commit to helping facilitate alignment, right? For the collective, or again, whatever you wished. Morgan asks, Athena, darling, hey, darling, tips on how to be more free if you feel super stuck or depressed. We actually talked about this last night, about depression. And the key to healing depression is to ask yourself, where is one place you feel helpless that you can actually help yourself? So I feel helpless here, I feel helpless here, I feel helpless here. Okay. In this one area, can you take one step forward? Just one. Because with depression, it's eyelashes at a time. It's baby steps. There's no big, like, today you're depressed and tomorrow you're fine. So it's just like, okay, well, I guess when it comes to work, I could take one step and just, I don't know, whatever it is for you. Or I guess, if you're really depressed about a relationship, I could, whatever that is, one eyelash, one step, one little movement in a new direction. Because once your awareness comes to the fact that you're not helpless in that area, then you get this little motivation, this little boost to go, whoa, well, if I was able to make a tweak there, I might be able to make a tweak over here. But very, like, just gentle with yourself. One little thing, or maybe there's somebody I could ask to help me with something. I'm going to try that. And then they do, and it makes a difference. And you're like, whoa, perspective shift, right? One movement. And I love that. Christina says, I commit to being seen, heard, and valued now. Aho. And Candace says, a lot of us are stuck in shutdown and freeze and depression. This is a symptom. This has been my work. Yeah. Yeah, it's been, we've had all kinds of issues, right? Here in LA, a lot of people lost everything the last couple of months. And then we've had whole chunks of the US that have just been like frozen indoors and not been able to connect, and still overcoming layers of other forms of grief that you've gone through. So gentle with yourself, right? Just easy. And one of the things I want to remind you is this feed is everything. You're not alone, right? I'm not alone. Am I the only one who's going through, a shitty breakup? Really? No, I'm not. Am I the only person who's, pretty much lost everything she worked for a long time and is having to figure out who she is now? No, I'm not. So I will say, come and dip your chalice in the well. Like, one of the reasons our community has always been together and always been, wanted our time together is because we're honest with each other. And it's so nice just to say, well, I'm having a hard time too. Or, oh, that's working for you. Let me try that. Or, and you've had your own burdens, right? Health challenges and, grief and loss for different people in your life. And so, but you're not the only one. So it's okay to come here and say, this really fucking sucks, but you know, like, thank God I have friends. Because you do. You know, this community, I'll tell you something, that's the greatest of the thing that I am saying goodbye to today with so much love, and we'll talk more about that in a minute. I think the best part of it, and know the best part of it, was our time together in our community. It just was, because it's where it started. So how fitting that it comes to its conclusion also in community. It's really beautiful. Okay. This crystal, or whatever you put this energy into tonight, is now vibrating with your prayers. So what I want you to do, if you want some homework, some of you appreciate that, right? Every day for the next cycle, till the next full moon, I want you to hold this crystal or just touch your necklace or whatever it is. And I want you to go, oh yeah, remind yourself. That's right. I was calling in freedom for myself, joy for my loved ones, and alignment for the planet. Even just those few minutes of awareness raises a vibration, will shift your consciousness. If you're feeling really frustrated, hold on to whatever you worked with tonight and go, no, remember, I'm reclaiming my freedom. This doesn't feel like freedom, so it's not in alignment with my prayer. Yeah. And you can totally charge your crystals tonight. We don't have any eclipse activity yet. It's coming. Mm-hmm. You sure can. Okay. Do you want me to drum us out or just close the circle? Yeah, but you know what? Even if it's snowing, is there a windowsill where that moonlight will come through a little bit? Want me to drum you out? Yeah, we're not. Yeah, I'm not talking about eclipses yet. I need a minute. FFS, I need a minute. I burned a whole bunch of sage. Lee burned some, and then I burned a little bit more, and a little bit more, and it reminds me of that 9-foot sage bundle that, you know, that picture goes around on Facebook all the time. It's like bigger than the woman that's holding it. Come back to that place I had you earlier. Remember when you were like in your hips? When we went deep and low. Yeah, come back there with me for just a minute. It's just the same playlist. It's so crazy how it like narrates the.
It is.
Guides and guardians. The lower world, the middle world, the upper world. Thank you for connecting us, grounding us, centering us, blessing us. We release you with gratitude. Guides and guardians of the North, thank you for your patience and your presence, your protection, reminding us that all things designed to work against me, against you, work for us now. It's wonderful.
That's right.
We release you with gratitude. Guides and guardians of the West, those western winds are blowing tonight. Thank you for blowing all the bullshit right out the window. Appreciate that tonight, guides and guardians of the West. Thank you for healing, renewal, nurturing. We release you with gratitude. And guides and guardians of the South, whew, thank you for this big fire moon. Thank you for teaching us to stand up and be courageous, to declare our boundaries, lines in the sand, stand in our power. We release you with gratitude. to the guides and the guardians of the East. Thank you for new beginnings, cycles. I send the energy of my beloved sage goddess to the western winds tonight and ask that the eastern winds come through to blow a breath of life in whatever direction it needs to be blown for new beginnings there too. We release you with gratitude. And together we say, I think the best part about life there's two things I really like about it. One of them I was telling my son last night is that everything changes. So when things are hard, you can always know they're not going to stay like that. But the flip side of that is when things are really good, you know they're not going to stay like that either. The other thing I love about life is that you don't always know when things are beginning or ending. You know? Somebody told me that when I had kids. Like, you won't know when the last time is going to be probably that you'll like nurse your children or drive them to school. Sometimes you know. So I don't know if this is an ending or a beginning or both. I didn't even know that announcement was going to be made today. And so cheers to the serendipity of life. Life has delighted me. It's always met me where I am. I've always landed on my feet. And things have always turned out better than I thought they were going to. Which seems like a perfect place to say goodnight on this Leo full moon. Thank you. I'm grateful to you. I'm going to start doing some fun stuff. So I would really encourage you to subscribe to my channel. And like I said, please let other people know. Because part of this sadness also feels like an invitation. I really want you to have this full moon perfume that I made. So go to athenaslair.com or Etsy and grab a bottle. It's amazing. And you'll love it. And like I said, it has fleuve and marigold for endings and beginnings. So it will always remind you that of the things I told you tonight, right? You never know the first time or the last time. But in between is infinity. That's the power and the beauty of life. So thank you for subscribing. Thank you to the moderators for putting the links up for the perfume and for being here tonight. I'm so grateful to all of you. And we'll see what comes from these moments. But there's power certainly in the field. And But I will tell you, and I will say it again, I've said it 3 times tonight. This community is the reason that my life has been so beautiful these last 14 years. So it begins and it ends with you. So thank you for being part of my extended family and for seeing me through these challenging times. And I'll be there for you during yours too, because that's how we do it. So it is 6:11 p.m. At 6:30, I will be live with the Wax and Wane community for our after party, which is it's a fun class. You get a lot of different things in astro forecast and after parties for the new moon and the full moon and elder council once a quarter and high holiday celebrations. We did an in-bulk ritual this month. So if you want to go and join us, the moderators have put the link up. It's magicalentrepreneur.com. And then you get instant access to your classroom page. So you'll be able to be live with us tonight, which we would love to have you there. So, and thank you for being there. I'll see you at 6:30 for the next part of this conversation. And I'll see you guys soon for something to bring our community together. I love you.